Knockout legends in the building. Like, comment, and subscribe. So today I'm going to talk about the 5v5, and I'm going to talk about the Deontay Wilder versus Zhilai Zhang fight. Now, as you probably well know, I didn't really make that many videos about the fights. Some of the fights were good matchups, and the way it was marketed was really, really good. The concept was good as well. The Deontay Wilder versus Zhilai Zhang fight, I wasn't that really sold on it because I think Wilder in the Parker fight, that was as good as he was going to get, to be fair. And also, he doesn't seem to have gone and got any better with being with Malik Scott. Now, Scott's tried to make him a little bit more defensive sound and more better at disguising the right hand, but arguably Wilder's offense was his best weapon that he actually had, and his wildness and his ferocious wildness actually intimidated his opponents and made them think before they actually threw. So even though he'd miss, it was productive in the sense that even though it was unorthodox and crude, it scared the hell out of his opponents. So if they made a mistake and they got caught, they'd get punished. Now that seems to have gone, being with Malik Scott. And to be fair, Malik Scott tried the best he could to do to teach Wilder certain things, but you can't really change a fighter when they've got a core way of style of being. Now, we know Wilder never liked to run, never liked to do cardio. That was to his detriment in this fight also, and not just that, he came back to his original weight. That was to his detriment as well. He probably did need to have an extra bit of weight on him because he was going to be a little bit slower than he normally is anyway, and obviously he wasn't actually that quick on the back foot, even though he's fighting on the back foot against Zhang. So I don't think it would have made a difference if he had the extra weight. The extra weight might have served him a little bit well to keep Zhang off him, because he gave up quite a lot of weight fighting Zhang. Now, the fight in its sense was basically how I thought it would go. Zhang would just pour with his southpaw lead. Wilder would pour because he's got the longer reach, because he wouldn't want to deal with the left hand when it come. And basically, when he get him in the corner, which is what he did, he just beat him up, because Joseph Parker and Tyson Fury have given you the blueprint of what to do. You just deal with whatever comes at you from Wilder until you can back him up with pressure in the corner and then let tee off on him. And then he just shells up because he doesn't know how to really like fight on the back foot and move. If he could do that more often and move and then not get caught in the corner, he would have more success. And that's basically all the fight was. There was only probably one time near to the end where the knockout came, where he basically let the right hand go, but by then it was too late. And Zhang kind of was on that time where he was saving a lot of his energy, and he fights in spurts. So that's how he fights, and he uses his size and his weight and his reach and calculates when he's going to let go. That's when he catches people and he hurts them, because he caught Joseph Parker, and then obviously he caught Joe Joyce, and they're no slouches at boxing either. So even though he fights sporadically and in slow and in bursts, he's still sneaky and still crafty enough to basically unleash the left hand and hurt you, and then obviously hurt you with the lead, with the check hook, right check hook, that he can hurt you anyway with each hand, because he's a bigger guy. I think Zhang's problem is that because he's so big, and because he applies the pressure and tries to walk you down, it tires him out, and then that's why he has to fight in spurts. I don't think his gas tank will get any better either way anyway, because one, he's at a certain age where he's kind of getting on a bit too much anyway, and stamina wise he's going to probably run out of gas anyway. And after about 6-7 rounds, he's gonna tire because he's a big guy, and obviously the way he fights in spurts, it's just gonna tire him out. So if Wilder could have held on a little bit longer, he may have actually had chances to actually slow Zhang down and then hurt him. But this Wilder isn't Wilder. You know, he's actually gone. You can tell he's not the same fighter anymore. He was there for a payday, and this was actually a gimme fight as well. To be fair, in the sense that I'm not saying Zhang's crap, but he's there to be hit. It was a gimme fight because Zhang was there to be hit and there to let you tee off and look good, so you could salvage some of your credibility to get the anti-Joshua fight at some point. That's the whole idea of it. That's what it was. And you even fell into it with the actual show card. So you should have just let your hands go more often and just went hell for leather. You should have just went out at Zhang full force and just done whatever you could do first in the first 3 rounds. And if you got knocked out, you got knocked out. Because you did actually push Zhang back a few times where Zhang still was hesitant to come forward because you still had some power when you threw the punches, the right, and you obviously hurt him, because you did actually probably hurt him in a sense. No, not hurt him, but he felt the power and thought, well, I'm going to have to wait before I can actually bully you and get you in a corner and beat you up, which is what he did. But then obviously that chance when he got Wilder in the 5th and dropped him, it was just a great counter, and he just hit him with the left. And then once Wilder kind of was dazed and stunned and turned his back, he just followed up and then hit him again with the right and then dropped him, and it was game over. So Zhang has basically elevated his record, and he goes to 26-2 and 1 draw, and like Wilder goes now down to 43, 4 losses and 1 draw. So I'm not saying it's the end for Wilder, but he doesn't look convincing considering the last 2 fights he's lost and it's been by knockout. So, you know, well, unanimous decision. I have to correct myself. It was unanimous decision in the Josie Parker fight, but he did get beat up. But in this fight, obviously, it was technical knockout. So, you know, you've been beat twice, and then you've had the Fury knockouts on your resume, the technical and the KO. So in the last 5 fights, he's been knocked out 3 times, and he's lost once, and he's knocked out the opponent. So is it the end? I'd say in the sense of the big fights, yeah, but even the fights where he can still make money and still fight other fighters, no. As there is other fighters he could still fight in the division. You know, he could fight any of the other fighters that have lost. He could fight Hrgovic, he could fight Gabriel, he could fight Dubois, he could fight he could even fight Joyce, he could fight, what's his name, I suppose anyone else that's that's fought in Riyadh that's lost or even that's won. So the bigger names or the big fights which we want to see, they're out of the window for now. And it's a case of how much more punishment can Wilder take if he does fight another big name, because he would probably get knocked out again. So it is what it is. And anyway, hats off to Zhang. Did Zhang look good in the fight? He looked decent. He just did what Zhang does. I'm still not sold on Zhang because his gas tank's not good. He's probably, I'd say, a 6-round fighter at the best tops. Once 6 rounds goes, his gas tank goes. And if he lets his hand goes in spurts, he tires. So it's a case of just tiring Zhang out. If you can make it to the 9th round and you've got good feet and you can move, you'll just tire Zhang out and you'll either win on points or you can knock him out. But I don't ever see him getting knocked out because he's tough. So it's just probably win on points with him. But anyway, what are your thoughts on the fight? Do you think Wilder should quit, or do you think Wilder still has a little bit left to fight some of the lesser opponents? But I'll tell you one fight I would like to see, just to see if this would probably bring Wilder back out of his shell. The Dillian Whyte versus Wilder fight, because of the vitriol and the way they hate each other. I think that would bring the old Wilder out. And obviously, and Dillian swings when he's ready anyway, so it'd be a good tear up. But even still, I think because Dillian's lost, and obviously he's on the comeback trail as well. And now that he's lost to Zhang, Wilder's lost, that should be the next fight to make, because it would still sell a lot of tickets and it would be a good fight to watch. But me personally, I still think Dillian would win, but it would be interesting to see if that could revive the old bronze bomber. But anyway, leave your thoughts in the comment section, like, comment and subscribe, and that is another one from the one and only Knockout Legends. Peace.